Okay, so if you're a creator online, you've probably felt it. The ground is definitely shifting underneath our feet. The strategies that worked, even just last year, well, they're starting to feel obsolete. So, what does success actually look like in 2026? We're not talking about vague ideas here. This is the implementation blueprint, your guide to what's next in the creator economy. Let's just kick things off with a pretty bold statement. The old hustle marketing. It's dead, gone. If your entire strategy is still just chasing clicks, trying to game the algorithm by pumping out as much content as possible, you're basically playing a game that's already over. The rules have completely changed. So what's the new game? Well, the new king of the castle is this metric called VSAT, which stands for viewer satisfaction. See, the algorithms are getting way smarter. They're not just asking, hey, did someone watch this anymore? They're asking, was their time well spent? Did they walk away feeling satisfied? And you know what? This one little shift is the foundation for absolutely everything we're about to cover. Let's break down the 4 pillars you need to build a high VSAT channel. All right, pillar number 1. This is all about building a defense, a protection against the absolute flood of generic AI-generated content that's out there. You have to build what we're calling a specificity moat. So, you might be asking, why is this moat thing so critical? Well, for years, the standard advice was always to go broad, right? Capture the biggest possible audience. But in 2026, that is a recipe for getting completely lost in the noise. It's like this slide says, trying to be for everyone is a guaranteed way to end up being for no one. And here's what that shift looks like in the real world. Instead of just giving out general marketing advice, you focus on solving a very specific problem, like lead generation for freelance graphic designers. Instead of healthy cooking, you get super niche and create content on meal prep for busy parents who have picky eaters. See, this level of specificity, that is your moat. It tells the algorithm exactly who your content is for, which makes you indispensable to that specific audience, and it makes you impossible for generic AI content to truly replicate. Okay, so you've dug your moat, you've defined that super specific niche, but now how do you actually reach that audience and start building trust? Well, that brings us right to pillar number 2, the hybrid funnel. Now, this isn't about choosing between short form or long form content. No way. It's about using them together strategically. Think of your 60-second videos as the teasers. Their job is to find your audience by solving one tiny, immediate problem. But the real goal, it's to guide them from that teaser to the transformation, your longer 7 to 15-minute deep dives. That's where you build real authority and the deep trust that those high VSAT scores are built on. And here's a really, really important detail for those deep dive videos. They have to be audio first. Just think about it for a second. How often are you listening to videos while you're driving or working out or doing chores around the house? If your content needs someone to be glued to the screen, you're losing a massive part of your audience. The value has to be 100% delivered through the audio alone. Visuals are just a bonus. Okay, this brings us to pillar number 3, and honestly, this one might just be the most powerful of them all. In an age of digital, AI-driven perfection, your humanity, your realness has become a massive strategic advantage. We call this authenticity arbitrage. This slide just lays it all out, right? On one side, you have AI, which can deliver flawless, sterile, perfect content. But your advantage, your edge, lies in the exact opposite. Sharing your mistakes, showing the messy behind-the-scenes stuff, that's the real advantage. It's that human touch that AI just can't fake, and it's the absolute bedrock of genuine connection and trust with an audience. And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. We're talking about actual, measurable results. We're seeing that channels that really lean into this authenticity arbitrage have community retention rates over 40% higher than those who don't. So why the huge jump? It's simple. Audiences connect with real people, not with sterile perfection. Your humanity isn't a bug. It's your most valuable feature. All right, and that brings us to our final pillar, the one that kind of ties this whole thing together. It's called the listening loop, and it's all about transforming your channel from you just talking at people into a dynamic conversation with your audience. You know, this whole pillar really boils down to one simple question. For years, creating content has felt like a guessing game, right? We guess what our audience wants, but in the hyper-competitive world of 2026, guessing is a luxury you just can't afford anymore. You need a system to know what your audience truly needs from you. So, how do you do it? What does this system actually look like? Well, it's about shifting from just broadcasting to actively listening.
You use social listening tools to see what conversations your audience is already having. You pay close attention to your community tabs. You let your audience literally vote on what you should cover next. You stop guessing what they need and you just ask them. When you build what they explicitly ask for, high viewer satisfaction isn't something you have to chase. It just becomes the natural outcome. So when you start stacking these four pillars on top of each other, you don't just get a bunch of random tactics. What you get is a cohesive strategy, a guided journey for building a truly sustainable and successful presence in this new creator economy. So let's do a super quick recap of the entire blueprint. Number 1, build your specificity mode to become indispensable to your niche. Number 2, use the hybrid funnel to attract a wide audience and then convert them into a loyal community. Number 3, leverage authenticity arbitrage, turning your very own humanity into your key advantage. And number 4, close that listening loop so you can stop guessing and start co-creating with your audience. And all of this really leaves us with one big question to chew on. As technology creates more and more content that is polished and perfect and flawless, maybe the most powerful, strategic, and resonant thing you can possibly do is just be unapologetically, authentically human. What do you think?